What's up, VOD watchers? This is not a VOD. Got something kind of new, kind of reminiscent of the Disney Dreamlight Valley video, where it was some gameplay strictly for YouTube, not a Twitch clip, but minus me rambling in front of the camera about, you know, some childhood shit that y'all don't give a fuck about. Today, man, I got a game called Shadows of Doubt. It's a new early access immersive sim, procedurally generated detective game where you generate a city, you jump into it, and there's randomly generated crimes and murders that you have to solve. You have to find clues, connect the different suspects together, find murder weapons. It's cool, man. It's a cool game. I suggest you check it out. But I want you to see my first case, the first case that I solved in this game, because I fumbled a lot of these. The first case that I solved. So without further ado, here's Rob McIntyre's first case in Noodle Town. Bloody Reaper. And please believe the voice is gonna carry through the whole video. It's the late 20th century. Hyper-industrialization has swept the planet. The old Bourbon Empire has crumbled, giving way to the United Atlantic States and the first elected mega corporation president in history, Starch Cola. As sea levels rise, cities have become polluted islands. Workers dream of escaping to the fields, an exclusive retirement district few will ever see. Rival corporations vie for power, policed by the privatized Starch Cola enforcers. Some say justice now only exists in the shadows. Shadows of doubt. It was a cold Monday morning when I touched down in Noodle Town. Wasn't my first time in the city, no, but I wish it could have been my last. Took a sniff of the air, and I knew the city hadn't changed. Thought I'd start by talking to some of the locals. And as you can expect, the streets of Noodle Town are cold, but the people are even colder. Couldn't get 2 words in edgewise before they told me to put an egg in my shoe and beat it. Then I took some time to look for what you may call a humble abode, because at the time I didn't really have a house to call my own. Every place in the city stinks. And I don't mean that figuratively, I mean literally, it stinks in this motherfucker. Then I happened to stumble across a old married couple arguing. Brought me back to better days. Me and my dame used to argue like that. But that was before she got hit by a car. My car. Thinking about my dead old lady made me feel feelings of romance. So I went down to the local library and tried to rizz up the sexy librarian that was working there. But the bitch wasn't giving me no play. Right as I told the bitch to go stuff it, I got a call on my radio. My first case in Noodle Town. The Bloody Reaper. Old Stiff found up at a bodybuilding. I knew it was my time to shine. I went over to one of the city's phone booths and found one of the city directories. Got the address for the apartment building and went on over. I knew it was gonna be a grisly scene, but it ain't my first time seeing a dead body. I had a stomach for it. I walked up to the 3rd floor where the apartment was and snuck past one of those cola enforcers. Apparently, since I don't have a real badge, I shouldn't be here, cause that's technically quote-unquote trespassing. Well, I say to that, suck my dick. But when I get up to the apartment, like I said, grisly scene. Dead broad, laid out in the middle of the bedroom floor. Blood everywhere, some sort of symbol on the ground. I didn't know what to make of it, but I knew I had to figure out who killed this bitch. Cause of death, gunshot, time of death, sometime in the night. So as I take out my trusted print scanner and I start scanning the room for prints. All in all, I find 3 sets of prints. Print A, print B, and print C. The situation is looking sticky and stickier by the second. After some mighty fine detective work, if I do say so myself, and I do, goddammit, I find out that 2 people lived here. A Mr. Logan Mitchell and a Miss Joanne Hardin. Now I don't have an ID on the body yet, but I can assume that the dead bitch on the ground is Joanne Hardin. So my first thought is it must have been that son of a bitch Logan killed his old lady in a fit of rage. But look here, Toots, this here is a detective business. And in a detective business, you need cold hard facts, not just a hunch. So I writes down both of their employment infos, and I decide that I'm gonna go to their place of employment and get some more info. My first stop was Joanne's place of work, place called Potter's Management up at the Fitzpatrick Heights building on the 4th floor. I walked up and knocked on the door, but nobody answered. Now originally I was just gonna break the door down, but I thought, hey Rom, have a little bit more tact than that, yo, son of a bitch. So then I started to look around for an air vent that I could climb through that might give me access to the office building. But then I got bored and said, fuck it, I'ma just pick the lock. And presto majesto, open sesame, nigga, I was in there quicker than a jackrabbit crack addict with a bad habit. I went digging through the employee files, even found the owner of the place, Danielle Potter. But screw her, I was looking for Joanne Hardin. And there we go, I got my goddamn ID. It was the stiff at the apartment. Poor Joanne. I'ma find out who did this to you, baby girl. Also figured while I was there, I might as well get all the details of everybody who lived in the building. You never know who might turn out to be a fucking criminal murderer son of a bitch. Or maybe I just want to dox somebody. You never know. I like to keep my options open. But really, I got everything I needed there. Next stop was Logan's place of work. Let me see if I can find something to really stick it to this bastard. This stupid son of a bitch, Logan Mitchell, worked at the Iris Company in the Griffin Heights building up on the 6th floor. I went up there, knocked on the door. No one answered. I guess because it was the dead of night or whatever. So I decided, well, fuck it. I ain't got shit else to do. I'll sit on a bench next to the office building and wait. And the wait I did. That is until I got hungry. Then I went downstairs to the vending machine and got me a hot dog and a nice crisp cola. Then I went upstairs and waited some more. That is until a employee-looking son of a bitch walked up. I tried to follow behind her into the office, but for some reason she immediately closed the door and locked it. The stupid bitch, I told her, open up, I got some questions to ask you. Of course, the dumb bitch didn't want to tell me her name or nothing. So I just walked in behind her and told her I had some business. Then I went into the employee break room and started looking for some vittles, cause I was hungry again. When I walked out, I saw an old bitch walking towards the back office. I figured that must be the old dame that runs the joint. I asked her name, and of course the stupid bitch don't tell me. Nobody in this fucking town wants to tell me their fucking name. But then I asked her if she knows Logan Mitchell, and of course she says, I know Logan Mitchell, he works here. Fucking finally, somebody gives me any kind of info. Unfucking fortunately, the info is worth diddly squat. Of course I know he works here. That's the whole fucking reason I'm here, you stupid bitch. And anyway, I see her walk into the office and I happen to catch a glimpse of the door code. And I figure that may be useful for later. Then I figure ain't nothing left for me in the lobby. I might as well sneak into the office. And when I say I sneaked in there real good. You would have thought I was one of them ninjas. You could have called me Naruto Uzumaki. I noticed that it was 2 employees and a security camera in the back. I tried to do some Deus Ex shit, and I picked up a can, drunk a little bit out of it and threw it, hoping that maybe one of the employees would turn around and go investigate the situation. I guess whatever work the bitch was doing was real interesting because she didn't even turn her head. Then I decide, fuck it, I'm gonna just try the computer. Now, I'm not the best with computers, but even I know maybe you shouldn't make your admin password the same passcode you use for your door, but that stupid bitch that runs this company don't know that. But what I didn't know is that logging into the fucking computer system was gonna let everybody in the office know. So I had to get the fuck out of there. Anyway, I let the heat die down. I come back a few minutes later and apparently nobody at this office gives a fuck about security. Some weirdo sneaks in, logs into the computer, they see him run out, and they don't tell anybody or do anything about it. I mean, for Christ's sakes, they didn't even close the door. So I goes back into the system and I find the employee database. I search up Logan Mitchell's name and bingo, I find the son of a bitch's profile. I print out his profile and the printer is so fucking loud, it lets everybody in the office know that I did it. But for some reason they all just walk right by me. So I pick up the profile. But I forgot to tag it to my board. I'm a fucking idiot sometimes, I tell you. I try to go back in again, but this time they wise up. They got the whole place locked down. As soon as I walk into the office, everybody screams, "Who's that? Who's that?" Fucking amateurs. So then I decide, maybe I can wire myself into the main security system of the building and shut the whole place down. Like I'm some sort of hacker or something, like I'm Neo from the Matrix. I told you I'm not good with computers, right? Not only did I end up getting myself caught, I ended up getting a bunch of people killed. Not my finest hour. I tried to shut the security system down, and instead of shutting it down, I turned it on everybody except for me. So as soon as some regular working Joes went outside to go get a cup of coffee or some water, the security system aimed at them and chopped them down right in their tracks. The security team tried to stop me, but I was too fast, too quick for them. Even though I inadvertently got maybe 6 people killed, I wasn't gonna give up this case. Joanne Hardin needed justice, and I was gonna be the one to get it for her. I figured out how to turn off the security system, and I walked outside. Apparently some of those motherfuckers weren't even dead. They were just laying around, the lazy bastards. The rest of these fucking stiffs just went back to work, like nothing happened. Bro, you can take the day off, nigga, like... Nigga's body's in the hallway, bro, go home. Why are you going back to work? Anyway, I went back to Iris Company and I got back on the computer and I reprinted Logan Mitchell's employee database file. And this time I made sure to pin it to my case board. I had everything I needed now to stick the son of a bitch. But something about this case still stunk. And usually if some shit still stinks, that means you gotta keep wiping. Something kept nagging in the back of my mind. Some piece of the puzzle that I was missing. And I remembered, weren't there 3 fingerprints at the crime scene? It makes sense that Logan Mitchell's prints would be all over the place. It was his fucking apartment. But why was there a 3rd set of prints? I had to do some more digging, so I went back to the scene of the crime. Come to find out, there was an entire section of the apartment that I didn't even know about. I thought it was just a fucking bedroom. There was a whole kitchen and living room there. I could have been ID'd the bitch Joanne. Oh my god, I'm fucking stupid. Come to find out, the other part of the apartment really didn't even matter. What really mattered though was when I rescanned the apartment for prints. The 3rd set of prints came back as Danielle Potter, Joanne's boss. I got you, bitch. You were the one who really killed Joanne, and you wanted Logan to take the fall for it. But I didn't fall for it, you stupid bitch. I'm coming to arrest you. So as I take my stupid black ass back to Danielle Potter's stupid ass office, and I grab her address, cause I'm gonna go up there in person and personally stick the bitch for this crime. And that's on Joanne Hardin, and period. I find out where the bitch stays, 1501 Fernell Heights. Come to find out there's another murder here. Poor stiff named Jamal Davenport. Poor bastard, they got him in his bathroom while he was taking a shit. It's a damn shame what happened to this boy, but I can't worry about him now. I gotta go find Danielle Potter and get Joanne Hardin some justice. I find the murderous harlot's apartment and I go straight to lockpicking. No respect for this bitch's home. I walk in the kitchen and I see a goddamn ID and the fucking murder weapon. 8mm rounds, same ones that killed Joanne dead. I do a little bit more snooping in the apartment and I hear a yawn from another room. I didn't realize the bitch was here. I don't really keep track of what time it is. Anyway, the bitch gets up. I try to sneak around her, but she ends up catching me out the side of her eye. And I know what time it is. I knuckle up. I throw a couple good ones. She throws a couple good ones. I hit her one good time and she runs away. Stupid bitch. She runs outside to the alarm system and she calls the fucking cops. Who the fuck are you to call the cops, bitch? Did you let Joanne Harden do that? So I knocks the bitch out. But then I realized the cops are on their way as we speak. And I also forgot to buy a pair of handcuffs. So I gotta leave, I gotta do the dash. I get the heat off me, and I make my way to City Hall. I buy a pair of handcuffs, and now it's time to end this fucking charade. Danielle Porter, you're going down, bitch. I make my way back to her apartment, and I guess the bitch woke up because she's not knocked dead outside. I go inside her house and the bitch is walking around in her kitchen like shit is regular. I say no, bitch, and I knock her ass out again. But this time I put the cuffs on her. And just as I'm filling out the case report, I realize that I didn't tag her fingerprints back at the crime scene. So I gotta spin and do that real quick. I go back to the crime scene one last time and I dust for the fingerprints one last time. And this time I make sure to pin it on my case board and I put it in the case report and then I'm off to City Hall to turn it in. Waiting for a case file to process is always the most stressful part of the job. Waiting to make sure you got all the answers right, that you truly got justice for the old stiff you found. And this time, old Ron McIntyre got it right. Some money in my pocket and some social credit to my name. Finally making something of myself here in Noodle Town. Hopefully I get the next case just as right. Hey, so that's my first case of Shadows of Doubt, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This video is fucking my voice up. I need a cup of tea, boy. Hey, man, if you enjoyed the story, I would appreciate it if you liked the video, man. More vids soon to come, bro. I'ma holler at y'all. Y'all have a good day.
Deep in the cut, if you see me say, hey, I'm the big man. Shorty walked up and said, hi, I'm a big fan. I'm like, hey girl, okay, you better prove it then. Pull the gear out, now we having fun. Team Grub, how she ate me up. Niggas act fishy, boy, you salmon better run. It ain't no paintballs if I pull out the gun. Your bitch pussy loose, it's boomy, booyah. I don't play no games, nigga, I'm a ooh-ya. Yeah, I'm that one nigga, what's it to ya? Talk to me nice, I don't wanna have to do ya. Set him up, ink him down, hit his block, spin around.